What up guys, Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and today we are going to be talking about the Attack Titan. There are 9 Titan powers altogether, and so far we've covered the other 8, so in this video I get to cover the final one, which also happens to be our main character's main Titan. We are going to cover everything you need to know about the Attack Titan, its unique powers, and its past users. If you enjoy Attack on Titan and want to see more Attack on Titan videos, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And let me know what kind of Attack on Titan videos you would like to see in the comments. Make sure to follow us on Instagram for Attack on Titan content, conversations, and crucial updates. Lastly, there will be spoilers in this video. You've been warned. Now without further ado, let's jump into the video. Like the other Titan powers, the Attack Titan was once part of Ymir Fritz, the first Titan according to Eldian mythology. She split her power into 9 different Titans, all of which had their own unique abilities and strengths. The Attack Titan is one of the 9 Titan powers. The first known possessor of this power after Ymir Fritz was the Owl, also known as Eren Kruger. In a previous video, people kept commenting that it's not Eren Kruger, but Eren Yeager. And so I just want to make it clear that these are 2 different characters. Eren Yeager was probably even named Eren as a way for Grisha to pay respect to Kruger. If you didn't know, our main story takes place on the island of Paradise, where the 3 walls are located. People in the walls think that they're the last remnants of humanity, but they're not. Life goes on outside of the walls, and the Eldians, the only people who can become Titans, are being oppressed by a nation called Marley. Eldians are treated as monsters and devils. The Owl, aka Eren Kruger, is actually a double agent who pretends to be a Marleyan officer, but is secretly working to overthrow the Marleyan nation and restore Eldian freedom. As a kid, Eren Kruger, who looked a lot like Eren Yeager when he was a kid, watched from a closet as Marleyan officers mercilessly burned Eldian rebels to death, including his father. He was then saved by friends of his father's before his house burned down. Rather than being scared into submission, Kruger vowed to get revenge on Marley and to restore Eldia. In this way, he was a lot like Eren when he wanted revenge against the Titans. He became a double agent, pretending to be an officer. For the greater good as he saw it, he had to maintain appearances, so he was often forced to take the fingers of the Eldian people he wanted to protect. He skinned them alive, turned them into Titans, all so he could keep his true Eldian identity from being revealed. Kruger, already a grown-up Marleyan officer by this time, and his partner Gross ran into Grisha and his sister one fateful day when they went beyond the walls of the Liberio internment zone. This zone is a place where Eldians are not supposed to leave without permission. Like Eren Yeager, who wanted to go beyond the walls on the island of Paradise, Grisha wanted to go beyond the walls of the internment zone so that he could show his sister an airship. This is when he ran into Kruger and Gross. Since the 2 kids had no exit permits, they had to pay, either through labor or punishment. Kruger hit a kid Grisha in the stomach with his knee, while Gross took Faye away. We later find out that she was ripped apart by dogs for Gross's amusement. By beating him up, Kruger actually saved Grisha from a similar fate. Later, Kruger kept doing his double agent thing, while Grisha grew up. He became a doctor and ended up joining a secret group called the Eldian Restorationists, who got intel from Kruger, who was known to them as the Owl. Grisha meets and marries his first wife, the royal-blooded Dina Fritz, and has a child with her. They name him Zeke Yeager, who ends up becoming the Beast Titan, while his mother ends up becoming the Smiling Titan. They put Zeke in a Marleyan warrior program to be a double agent like Owl. But when he heard that the Marleyans were close to catching the Eldian Restorationists, Zeke sold out his parents so that he could save his grandparents and maintain the image of a loyal Marleyan warrior. All of the Restorationists were taken to the outer seawall on the island of Paradise to be turned into Titans. Kruger was there when Grisha was the only one from his party left and Gross was about to push him off. Kruger steps in and pushes Gross off. He then turns into the Attack Titan. He raises the entire Marleyan ship and breaks it in half. Thus, We can see that the Attack Titan possesses extraordinary strength, even for a Titan. Eren Yeager would later use this strength to plug a hole in the wall by carrying a giant boulder to it. Kruger kills all of the Marleyan soldiers and reveals the truth to Grisha. Kruger picked him as the successor to his Titan power because of his hatred for Marley and because he chose to go outside the wall of the internment zone so many years ago. It's the desire to seek freedom that made him want to choose Grisha most of all. Kruger tells us that the Attack Titan is associated with freedom. It has always moved ahead, seeking freedom. It has fought on for freedom. That's the most specific information we get about the Attack Titan. It seems to be the natural enemy of the Founding Titan, who has been used to trap people within walls and keep them trapped. We also know that this Titan must be very important because the title of the series actually nods towards this specific Titan power. In fact, in the Japanese, this Titan's name, Attack Titan, and the name of the series, Attack on Titan, share the same name, Shingeki no Kyojin. So it will likely turn out to be the most important power of all for the series. Another interesting moment is when Eren Kruger seems to get access to Eren Yeager's future memories of Armin and Mikasa. He mentions both of them to Grisha. This is the only time we saw a Titan power help someone potentially get a glimpse into the future. Thus, this may be one of the Attack Titan's powers, the ability to see into the future or at least get access to the memories of future possessors. If Eren could learn to control this power, it would definitely come in handy when it came to preparing for future battles or carrying out his goals. This ability to seemingly see into the future remains one of the most interesting unexplained mysteries in Attack on Titan. Moving on with the story, Grisha takes the power and uses it to make it to the wall. He marries Carla and has a son, our protagonist, who he names Eren. Before he gives the Attack Titan to Eren, he confronts Frida Reese, the possessor of the Founding Titan. He uses the Attack Titan to overpower the inexperienced Frida and steal the Founding Titan power from her. He then lets his son eat him, and in doing so gives him both Titan powers. As previously mentioned, one of Eren's accomplishments includes carrying a giant boulder and using it to plug a hole in the wall. We haven't seen other Titans pick up such huge boulders or ships like Kruger did, so we can assume that the Attack Titan has a more impressive strength to body size ratio than other Titans. Although he puts up a good fight for having less experience in training, he does lose to Annie's female Titan in his first fight with her, partially because Annie is so skilled in combat. In their second battle, Annie is more on the defensive. In the manga, she is beating Eren's Titan until the Attack Titan catches her kick in his mouth. Annie frees her Titan's leg. She has hurt the Attack Titan enough to make her escape, but Mikasa is fast enough to cut her down from the wall, and the Attack Titan is there to pin her down afterwards. In the manga, she seemed to have the upper hand against Eren the whole time, but she was outnumbered and that worked against her. The anime version was quite different though. In the anime, Annie doesn't just beat up the Attack Titan and run away. After she kicks his face in, Eren gets angry and actually enters a new form, his Berserk mode. His Titan's eyes glow blue and it's even on fire with lava-like veins glowing across his Titan body. While Annie reaches the walls without any problems in the manga, the Berserk mode in the anime allows Eren to catch up to Annie and tackle her to the ground. Eren, who appears to have completely lost it, goes on to crush the female Titan's face. The Berserk mode seems to be defeating the female Titan before she lands a kick that sends Eren flying, and she takes that window of time to start climbing up the wall. In the anime, the Berserk mode makes it seem like Eren would have overpowered Annie if she didn't run away, while in the manga she wanted to escape, not because she feared Eren would beat her, but because she knew that the rest of the Survey Corps, including Mikasa and Levi Ackerman, would be too much for her to handle alone, and she wanted to make it back to her father. In the anime, the Berserk Titan even manages to catch up and hang on to the female Titan's leg, slowing her down and taking one of her legs before he falls down. Clearly, this is a big change. We get a never before seen form, and the Attack Titan is made to seem much stronger in the anime than in the manga at this point. The manga version was being bested by Annie's Titan, while the anime Berserk version was wrecking Annie, who seemed to have no chance of winning against him and so had to desperately run for her life. What do we make of this anime-only Berserk mode that activated and clearly made Eren's Attack Titan, already known for its strength, even stronger? It reminded me of an Avatar-like state where Eren was no longer in control, but his Titan got a huge power boost and acted on its own. Should we dismiss this as anime-only non-canon stuff? Well, I don't think so. Isayama has said in interviews that he did work with the anime creators and that he did tell them how he would have done some stuff differently if he could do it again. Maybe this was an important moment of foreshadowing he would have put in the manga if he had the chance. Perhaps this scene, this Berserk mode, relates to what Kruger said, that the Attack Titan has always moved ahead seeking freedom, it has fought on for freedom. He doesn't say Attack Titan users, he specifically says the Attack Titan itself has fought on for freedom. To me, this Avatar-like state could be a unique power of the Attack Titan that will come into play again later in the series. Perhaps when freedom is threatened and Eren has reached his limit, the Attack Titan will take over, enter this Berserk mode, and fight on in his place for freedom. Moving ahead, seeking freedom, even after its user is no longer conscious. All we can do is theorize at this point, but I think that this is the best explanation for Berserk mode right now. Perhaps it will turn out to be anime only, but that would be a very strange decision for the anime creators if they never go on to explain this clearly distinct form. Eren goes on to defeat the Armor Titan in his Attack Titan form. He borrows moves he learned from Annie, but it's still crazy that he could best Reiner, who had way more years of experience in training up to this point. Reiner needs to be saved by Bertolt, and this is even before Eren ingests the Armor Titan serum and is able to harden his Titan's fists to the point where he could break Reiner's armor with punches alone. After ingesting the serum, Eren is able to harden his Titan's whole body, and that hardened body will remain even after he has detached from it. Later, after the time skip, Eren goes on to, with Mikasa's help, defeat the Jaw Titan and take the Warhammer Titan power for himself. Now, in addition to having the Attack Titan's power, Eren also has access to Warhammer Titan's versatile weapons. He used the 2 Titan powers to hold his own against Marley and its 3 Titan powers after they showed up on the island of Paradis. He not only held out long enough for Zeke to show up, but he didn't take any serious damage while he was fighting so many enemies. Truly an impressive feat. So that's what we know about the Attack Titan for now. We know it's ridiculously strong, we know that it always goes on seeking freedom, we know that it can now use hardening. However, some things remain a mystery. It appears to be able to tell the future, and it appears to be able to enter an Avatar-like overpowered state, but these powers have not been explored or explained to us in detail, especially because the Attack Titan shares the name of the entire series in the Japanese language. I think that it will play an important role as the series wraps up. I'd say it has to be a key factor in counteracting the wish to entrap people within walls, a wish that the Founding Titan seems to be associated with, especially after the First King's philosophy started to take hold of royal-blooded Founding Titan successors. I believe that partially because of the Attack Titan, Eren will keep on moving forward, seeking freedom for the Eldian people. As a result, I don't believe that Eren will actually help execute Zeke's final plan, which is to strip the Eldians of their freedom to shape their own futures. Zeke wants to erase them from existence, while the Attack Titan seems to want them to keep moving forward and to never give up. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to Warhammer smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified when the new Attack on Titan videos come out. For even more Attack on Titan content, conversations, and updates, follow us on Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you goes out to our patrons over on Patreon who help make these videos possible. I especially want to thank our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Chubbs is the man, and Nothing But a Fan, and are the 1 tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Baby Ray, A17 FFDP, Steven Ingrata, Alola Natem, and MattyMac239. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. Anyways, thanks again for all of your support, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!